Try to see if we can sign into this. Oops. Hello, everybody. Well, so here we have it. I'm now on the other part. I'm working on Peeves number 11. I think last I did the stoplights. Now, I'm going to do this road. I have a few more scenes I got to do. Mostly, the only thing I have to animate really for this one is the car moving down the road and the light changing, which is easy. And then maybe the road behind him on that scene. And then I'm looking at this. So here, I just have to do this road. This won't be animated. This will just be him sitting still, idle, his car idling. And here as well. So here he'd be driving down the street. So all I got to do is make his car stationary and then make the road move, which is really simple. And so I might just have to do a background on that and then scale it up. Maybe. We'll see. And then, yeah, I dodge him. So I'm just going to see how far I get. And yeah, that's it. We have, oh, I didn't mean to close that. I want that up here. So I did that one. So just take a point off in the distance somewhere. And that's a bit much. No, stop it. Something like that. Okay. I keep forgetting to extend all the way out. All right, so something like that should work, and I just got to move it over. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that. Get over. No. All right. Come on, brain. You can do this. I want to do it like here to here. And then maybe... Yeah, I think maybe it'll just be like there to here. Oops. It's more like what I drew on the thumbnail, so I'm trying to follow that. And it won't go on the distance forever. But I suppose it can. It might make more sense if I did it that way. But actually, you know, I probably should. Hang on. So the idea that I'm trying to go for here is, yeah, like it goes off in the distance. That's probably better. Let's see. Draw this. No, draw this through. Let's just use a box. It'll work better. If I'm being kind of quiet, sorry, my tooth is killing me. It's not too bad right now, but it's been hurting lately. Need to go see the dentist. But I'm still trying to get work done, because work needs to get done. Let's go, Mr. Pet Peeves. All right. So the way I have it in those thumbnails that he's... I don't know what the hell I drew that for. Oh, that's the horizon. That's what I did. All right. Never mind. I can see it now. It's a horizon line. So he's coming up to like a road every time. coming up to a cross section is what I'm trying to say. Okay. That might make more sense. Let me use this straight line tool because it looks cleaner. There we go. It looks more accurate to the size of the pencil that I'm using. So there we go. So now it'll look as if I should have done that with this line here, but that's okay. It'll look like this is the stoplight on that side. Oops. Pay attention to your vanishing point. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just close. Alright. So that would be cross-section traffic. I know this is stupid, but I'm just trying to remind myself what I'm doing. Yeah, and then I guess I could have drew this after the fact, doesn't really matter, but you just do like a little that should suffice. And then there's like little, usually there's a wire that comes out. I'm just gonna do it with a wire because it's just easier, but oops. Okay, it's a Bezier curve. All right, that's not working for some reason. It's me, not it. It's not working for me. So I'm just gonna do the. Oops. There you go. Now we're cooking. Okay. So this is just a little, like little power support. It's basically just the poles that the power lines are sitting on, or the man, I can't think straight. The stoplight sits on. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then I can just do like a the line be in the middle here. So just gonna do like this. This will be like one of the lights. So we'll just say, yeah, there's a light on each side, like this. That should work. And also, I think I'm just going to animate the road in Harmony. It might be easier just to do like a straight, like a dashed line. Like I said, I was going to make it so the car's not moving, but the road is. Although, I don't know, I might just make the car move. All I'm going to do is, it's only going to be a shot of him driving down the street. So it's not that big of a deal. I just need to make sure that the car looks right. So that'll be on a separate layer. If I do that, then I can just do the lines on the road, which will be fine. I think there's actually a dotted line. Let me see. Let's go. Let us see, shall we? Where's the... Somewhere in here, there is... Okay. I'm saying this, but I don't remember that. There's a dotted line in here somewhere. And the effects, maybe? No, that is that. Nope. That's not what I'm thinking of. Huh. Is this in here? Oh, maybe this is what I'm thinking of. Okay, in the effects, there's... Yeah, there's dotted line. That's what I wanted. Maybe a little bit more space than that, but that's cool. And then I need it to be thickness. Let's brush this. Hang on. Oh, density. I mean opacity. Gotcha. Thickness. Ah, I see. Okay, so that's the thickness of the actual, the width of it, I see. That more or less works. It needs to be a little longer if I can make the brush longer. I don't know if I can. Let me see. I'm looking through the advanced settings here to see if maybe brush shape, dashed line. Yeah, I mean, I might have to just do it by hand. It's not that big of a deal. I just thought I would save a little time, but the problem is that if I do that, it's going to look the same size, and that doesn't make much sense. So what we can do instead is do a line like that, and then we'll just something like that. I can just break the line up if I go like this, and then just make smaller and smaller sections. You know, it gets longer the closer it gets to you, that kind of thing. And then as you come up to the light, you know, it always tells you, don't do it. What? What? Why is it not? Oh. Okay. Is there something highlighted? I suppose there was. When you come up on the light, it tends to have a white line. This do not change. It doesn't have to make much sense. It just has to look somewhat right. And it's close. Good enough, I think. The idea is that he's just going to come up on this thing, and there's going to be a red light every time he comes up on it. So as long as it sells the idea, that's good enough for me. And can I do a... Yeah. Uh-oh. As long as I can understand what the hell's going on. Okay. And then the cross-section light doesn't have to have a light there, because you could just assume that there's a... Let's just pretend they have a straightaway. They don't have to stop. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if you want to, you can connect these. It's getting kind of hard to do this. Let's see. Air. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. There, that's good enough. So, he comes up into the light. It's going to be red, green light from a distance. Let's lock that. I'm just going to put the color on here just so I don't screw something up here. Okay. And then it's going to be... Yeah, you know, I just realized I probably should do it that way. It'd be a lot more, make a lot more sense. Okay, let me just color this in first. The background. Hey, you're here. So, let's see. I don't know. Something like this creates the effect that it's a light. And oh, right, this is supposed to be facing the other way, so let's just pretend anything about that. Light on this side, light on that side. It could be a one-way. I mean, why not? What does it matter? Palmco says one-way lights, so let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and colorful these though. And then that little... Oh, I actually need to open up these other... Not that one. I gotta open up this other image here because I have... Yeah, this color, just to be sure that I have the right idea. No scale. No gap. Just one, maybe? Okay. There we go. .32 is pretty much the standard. It's been that way for a long time. Tends to work pretty well. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's as long as it's close. Let's see if... Again, you're really going to only see this for a couple of seconds, so... I doubt anybody's going to be going in here with a ruler going like, that's not exactly the same color. And if you are, chat up. I'm just one person. Be nice to me. Or don't. I don't know. I don't care. What else can I do here? I think that's good. I avoid doing like complex shadows and stuff like that because, you know, again, it's cartoon. Grass. Oh, I need the grass. Where's it at? I need the grass. I need the concrete color. I need all that fun stuff. There you go. And then, oh, the sky color is also another one I need. Right. Cool. That works. And then I need the ground. It's okay if these are the same color because it's meant to be concrete. I have to remember what I'm doing. Okay, these. Okay, cool. Right on. Ah. Okay, you can't see that one. That is okay. That is okay. Now, that's the main background, right? So, let me lock that down just so I don't screw up. Oops. Now I can do the colored light. So I'm just going to make this a one-way light. It's fine. One-way road. No biggie. Like I said, I try to keep simplicity in the color selection, like in a palette. Otherwise, it can get kind of out of control. For me, I'll start trying to make it look too realistic, and that'll take way too much time. And, you know, I realize these black lines here probably would do better if they were... These were white. Let me see. Because it's the same side, you know, it's the traffic going in the same direction. That's white. I just... That's fine. You know what? That works. And then when I make the car, I'm going to take them and scale them down rather than what I planned on doing. So I have that one. This is scene number 5, looks like, where he drives up to the light. And then I have another one where basically I can just bring this drawing, blow it up, and redraw over it so it looks a little more refined. Let's save this as number 5, I think, and then also save it as background number 2. Wait, no. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I do have it as background 2. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. So let me just open background 2 and close 5 so I don't confuse myself. Alright. So then what I can do to match what I have up here is I'm just going to blow this up. Merge all this together. And blow it up so it's nice and big. Like I said, I'm just going to try to refine it and get it as close to what I have up here as I can. Yeah, I think this is a good position for it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lot this. Yes, applied. My computer hates me right now because I did that. Oh, you know, one of the things you can do, by the way, is just cut this out, then repaste it, and then delete this layer. It'll get rid of all that crap, and it won't have try to keep track of all of that. Just pro tip. Okay. Lock. Go to the next one. And then the only thing is that this needs to be red. When he when he comes up to it. Uh, oh no, it's gonna be. That's right. It's gonna be green right as soon as he comes right up to it, and then it's gonna go yellow, then red really quickly. I think. I think that's all I have written. So we shall see. But let me just drop. Actually, let me drop the opacity of this so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Lock it in your pocket. Taking this one to the grave. Okay, so you just trace everything wonderfully. Oh wait, wrong pen. This will create the effect that it's more. It has more resolution. Wonderful thing about Tigger is a Tigger for one to dig. The cool thing about doing this too is I would say cool. I gotta get out of my vocabulary. I swear I have vocabulary. One thing about this is you can draw a little looser, which I love to do. I think, when you first start drawing, you always want to, or a lot of us want to draw like perfectly, I feel like. And over time, you start, and I think that's where comic artists came to be. It's like, what's the fastest thing I can draw? Like, but it still looks convincing enough. And then somewhere between that and reality is, combining cartooning with that, is what I'm trying to say, is how that came to be, I feel like. And then, don't quote me on that. Just shower thoughts, It's just that you have more time to do other things. You're not spending all your time trying to make everything look realistic. You just get done. Oh, you know what? I've said this a lot. Realism is is the default, as people say, and I do agree with that. I think that people feel like if you do something realistically, it's like you're so great. Like, there's different types of art, and for me, I didn't start drawing to copy what I see. I do that though. I am guilty of, well, not guilty of, but I'm done it a bunch. I've done a lot of realism and stuff. I don't dislike realism, but it's not the only way to create art. Oh, I can probably do that. I'm trying to think in ways of I've mastered the art of laziness. No, I try to be efficient where I can. It might be disguised as, it might seem like you're being lazy, but that's not really the intention. Just trying to make the most of what you can, because I don't want to spend. There was a guy I saw on YouTube years ago. So it took him 13 years to finish his graphic novel. Now, ironically, yes, I have one of my own. It's not a novel, it's just a one-shot that I've finished, but I didn't finish inking. And, I'm guilty of that, too. But he's like, yeah, you don't want to spend your whole life. He's like, he said himself, I don't want to spend my whole life just creating one comic, He's like, I would like to write more stuff than that. So chasing perfectionism is what causes that kind of burnout. So just that's why I think that's why I stopped getting so caught up in realism. You feel like I kind of got bored with it, like trying to be perfect with everything, and I just found that for me personally, much more enjoyable to do loose stuff, cartoons and stuff like that. Especially cartoons. Cartoons are really freeing. You know, no one really judges a cartoon based on the quality of the artwork usually. It's usually that they're judging it on, is it funny, is it entertaining in some way. Now, I'm not saying that the artwork inherently is going to be bad because it's a cartoon, or that you should not practice or anything. I'm just saying most of the time, that was the wrong layer. Most of the time people aren't thinking how well SpongeBob is drawn or something like that. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot more freeing than purely drawing. I just realized that the height of that isn't right because of the way that came through. Not a big deal. I'll fix that, I think. I'm looking at the height of this based on where this should be. This should be taller than that. That's okay, though. I do concern myself with certain things like that. Like, I want the depth to look right. If you can get the depth right, then everything else will kind of fall into place. So then if you can be exaggerating, you don't have to be as perfect and copy reality, so to speak. Still think that's a little... Yeah, the road needs to be... Hang on, actually. Let me just go back. I'll just put this up here instead. Like this. This isn't absolutely perfect, and it's fine. I don't care. Again, I'm not dogging realism. I just got... Like, that's not why I wanted to draw again. You know, I like comic books and cartoons and silly stuff. I do like traditional art a lot, and I do create traditional art. I don't know. Maybe this is just more my speed. It's my people right here. Maybe it's what it is too. Maybe it is like you can suck and still create awesome cartoons. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm rejecting. I don't know. Cartoons don't have to make perfect sense. Damn it. But again, if you ground it somewhat in reality, I feel like it's a little bit more believable. Then it's a little easier to believe that the exaggerations aren't as exaggerated as they are, because it is somewhat grounded in reality. But I don't know. I'm no psychologist. So let's just see, how does that look? Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, I'll run with that. So let me just merge these together, because sometimes I get lost where I'm at. This would be much easier to do with it like so. And then I'm doing it like this so I can see what I'm doing. My hand gets in the way sometimes. All right. Oops. There we go. Then I can just go through here and erase wherever I think it needs to be erased. That works, I think. I got in the habit of lifting my hand a lot when I'm drawing, because when you want to erase something and you're like, oh, I did it great up until that one little last spot, and if you just lift your hand, it'll stop that motion, and then on the stack when you go to hit undo, it'll just go right back to the one little spot. Just stupid little things like that I learned over the years. Let's see. For me, anyway. Whatever works for everybody else, I don't know. I'm not telling you what I think is perfectly right or wrong. I'm just telling you what works for me personally. Let's see, where are we at now? Okay. I just need to do these. Oh, I forgot these over here. I'll do these two. What am I doing? I think these are black, right? These little. Yeah, I just did them black. Okay. Then I can just do this. Boom. Looks like a light to me. Oh, don't you judge my light. Ah, crap. Draw, draw, go, go, go. Doesn't matter if they make sense, does it? No. Not really. But I'm going to do it. Oh, shit. I'll do it anyway. Let's see. So let's see. Can I get this to look a little straighter? I want it to be a little bit longer, like taller than it is wide, and I didn't do that, so that's why I'm fixing it real quick. It doesn't matter much, but I'm going to do it anyway. Again, correct, but... Oh, oops. Oh, that's why. I just made a mistake, that's all. You know, I used to do these animations with a traditional drawing tablet, like a graphics tablet, and I gotta tell you, drawing on the screen with doing these is so much faster. Huge, huge advantage. I mean, I get if you don't have the money for one, because I've had two of them, and I got rid of one years ago because I needed the money more than I did the tablet at the time, but I definitely missed it. And I still have a graphics tablet. Actually, I've had a bunch of those. I kind of go back and forth with what I'm doing. Should I art or should I not? Typical, right? But I went ahead and decided years ago now to get back into it digitally, and like now I'm keeping it. Keeping my baby. Ooh, whoa. Let's see. The more you draw to, the faster you get at it. It just takes a lot of practice. My wife said to me the other day, she's like, "Man, you draw so fast." And I said, "Well, that's 'cause, honey bear, I do it all the time." Where's the vanishing point? There. Okay. There. Creates enough of a depth, right? And we'll just do this. That way when it comes up to this scene, it'll look more refined and it'll look like it'll change that way. It won't look so boring or ridiculous. I like to do shortcuts, but I'm not going to sacrifice quality for that much of a shortcut. When the whole scene is this, if it were, if it weren't, then I wouldn't worry about it as much. And, okay. So now I think these two can be merged. Turn that off. Alright, what I'm going to do is pull this back up in brightness. Yeah, let me just get rid of that, because that's going to be too hard to do it that way. I'll lock this, put another together, hit green, green. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, see, that line over there doesn't make any sense. Does it matter that much? Probably not. Am I going to fix it? Yeah. I'll do one over here. I don't think I had one over here because you couldn't see it, but now you will. Okay. Now we should be good. Now, how far are we along? 43? Okay. Boom, 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 clap. Okay. What else do I need to do? Oh, I need the color. Concrete. 1, 2, 3. Limited palette will save you time, I'm telling you. You don't have to think too much about what color you're going to paint everything. No one's worried about it that much either. They either like your cartoon or they don't. Actually, you don't even need the color necessarily, but for one, believe it or not, my wife actually asked me. She said, "Will you?" Oh, I like it colored. I'm like, fine, because I started coloring them initially, and then I agreed. I thought they look better colored, so. But it doesn't take away from the joke. I mean, but seriously though, I think like the bright reds and all that kind of stuff, it just has a little je ne sais quoi. I don't know. I don't speak French. Okay. So I know what it means, but it's supposed to be funny. What? It's supposed to go turns. Okay, it's green coming up to it, right? Yeah. So it's actually this. And on its way up, it's gonna turn. It's gonna turn yellow. Gonna my baby. Ooh, wow. CSP has a lot of really good colors to start with. A lot of really good base colors, so I don't really have to mess with it too much usually anyway. I like the cell shading effect and all that kind of stuff. But I often don't do it because, again, it's not really necessary for what I'm doing. Okay, I think that works. necessarily need these lines in the middle that intersect here at the square, but it doesn't really matter either. I don't think anyone's going to care, nor are they going to notice. And then I need to do... Oh, I do need to do one more thing. Right about here in the middle. Oops. Okay. Not really sure... Why wasn't that showing up? Huh. Oh, okay. Whatever. I don't know why it's not showing up. That's fine. But, figure it out later. I want those. Maybe... Yeah. I'm going to be reusing this scene a lot in this animation, so I figure I might as well do it this way. Get it done right. You know... Yeah. And then we'll just kind of sparsely... You know, I should probably use a milli pin because it's, yeah, nice and even. Although it doesn't look... There we go. I need something with a sharp edge on it. There we go. See, I'm worrying about detail and you can't see it anyway. All right. That is that. Oh, I need the sky blue. It's just easier to... There. You know, painted lines on real roads aren't perfect anyway, so it doesn't matter if they do line up perfectly or not. Don't stress that kind of stuff too much. I think that's all I need to do. And then I need the guys, these color. So they don't stick out like sore thumbs. And then this needs to be grayed up. And then, oops. Guess just black. I don't know what else color. Black. I'll just color this in. Looks pretty convincing to me. That's it. So he's going to be driving basically in the middle of nowhere. And then he's going to hit every light. Because that just seems to happen, doesn't it? So that's let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I do need... Gonna have him idling. He's gonna hit this light. He's gonna turn red. He's gonna sit there and idle. Then it's gonna go into... Yeah. Okay, so I have a couple more backgrounds I need to do. And then... Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that off camera. But yeah, that's the basic idea of what I'm doing. I'm just kind of messing about. If you'd like to see this animation, this will come out, assuming I get it done in time. It'll come out the 25th, I believe. So I'm trying to release one every Saturday on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook Reels. So see if it catches on anywhere. And yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for right now. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.